Look, so I want my fist and my knuckles to connect with his cheek, but I mean, he's an 8th-tier driver right now. I don't believe it either. I don't believe this is happening. But here we are, George Russell in the A column, next to Max Verstappen. We're halfway through the year. There's a lot of damn mouse races in these goddamn years. Lots of races in these seasons these days. So there's plenty of opportunity for the drivers to impress us, or for them to absolutely eat shit and have some of the worst performances of their career. And who are we to judge? Well, the thing is, you don't have to be able to do something to be able to judge it. You know, I don't need to be able to make a coffee to be able to tell you that it's a bad coffee or a good coffee. That's the beauty of life. So are we going to judge the F1 drivers? You goddamn right we are. To make a list here, I've got all the little drivers' headies down here. We're just going to rank them all. I had to exclude Oliver Behrman. I know he raced in one race, and I know he got points, and I know he is a superstar in the making and everything. I just can't justify putting him in a ranking like this. Somewhere you've got to draw the line. Otherwise, we're putting all kinds of characters in here. Nobody wants that. Where do we start? Who jumps out at me? Who jumps out at me? I'll make Kevin Magnussen. So I'll make Kevin Magnussen. I just said he's probably going to find himself without a drive for next year at this rate. The stewards love him. A handful of people, every race, love him. He's probably one of the more entertaining characters of the last, decade. Burst onto the scene as a speedy rookie. Has kind of underperformed ever since. Dropped from Haas, and then they came crawling back to him. He did okay at first, but he hasn't really done very much since then. Found himself into a lot of controversy, and I could not possibly rank him any higher than a T. Who else have we got here? Fernando Alonso. So obviously Fernando Alonso last year, terrific season, lots of podiums. Aston Martin this year, probably not as, they haven't as advanced with the development as much as he would like. New packages haven't really unlocked the potential of the car, neither has his driving. I mean, he's still, I think, handily keeping Lance Stroll at bay, but he's not really threatening anymore like he sort of was. He's got this lifetime deal or whatever at Aston Martin. If Adrian Newey goes there, maybe things will be different, but right now he's sort of just doing okay. He's not doing bad, he's not doing great. And he's a solid B. Solid B. Maybe B minus. Where else do we go here? Oh, Zhou Guanyu. So Zhou Guanyu. The other guy at stake. The other guy at Sauber. That's not Valtteri Bottas. Really great to see him at the Chinese Grand Prix in front of his home fans after enduring a lot of abuse, racism, just really dodgy fan behavior and toxic stuff. He's done okay. He makes a splash on Thursdays with his fashions. He really tries hard. I don't know that he really does much behind the wheel. I think he's probably not going to be around next year either. Them's the breaks, I guess. He hasn't necessarily driven ultra bad. He hasn't necessarily driven ultra good. He's probably C or D. I don't know that he's driven as badly as Kevin. Go C. He's a C. I'll give you a C. I feel like when you're a teacher and you give a student a C, you don't know what to give them, so you just give them C. It's like rating something 7 out of 10. Like, what do you rate, Vegemite? Oh, 7 out of 10. It's like, because I don't know. I can't be bothered thinking about this anymore. 7. It's fine. Uncontroversial. Let's go somewhere down here. How about old mate Charles Leclerc? Won his home race in Monaco. Few other podiums. Doing okay. Having an okay year. Ferrari up and down in their form. When they're good, he's okay. When they're not okay, he's not so great. But he's trying. He's putting in. He's having a crack. He's doing his best. He's, again, I think most of his problems are with the car. And again, he has this sort of mental problem where he sort of puts too much pressure on himself, doubts the team strategy, and tries to drive while strategizing at the same time, A or B. He won a race. He isn't really... I mean, he's driven better than Fernando. A. He's got to be A then. A. Leclerc. It is I, Leclerc. I have to get, like Cotters suggested, I have to get one of those drops It is I, Leclerc. I have to get one of those. Who can we draw a drop for? That will determine who we do next. Oh, we've got to do this guy.
I'm tripping major nutsack right now.
Let's get to this guy, Danny Ricciardo. So, boy, up and down, on the verge of losing his V-Cub seat or blazing a trail to glory at Red Bull. Who knows? I think he's been underwhelming. I think he's been under pressure and sort of struggling still. And just struggling just seems to be, you know, the story of the last few years. I saw someone say recently they're really keen to see, like, someone do, like, a documentary or something about, like, the rise and fall of Daniel Ricciardo. I was like, that's harsh. The guy's still around. Obviously did very well at that race where, was it Canada, I guess, where he qualified well and told old mate Jacques Villeneuve to eat shit and stuff. That was great. That was vintage Ricciardo. Makes a nice wine as well. But is he driving well? Not particularly. Not particularly. Is he as bad as a Magnussen or as average as a Zhou Guanyu? Boy, he's really struggling. I'm going to give him a D, not because of his own like bad driving in terms of crashes and stuff, but just underperforming and just not really exciting people or delivering things. D for Daniel. D. Have we done any? We haven't done a Red Bull driver yet, so let's do a Red Bull. Let's go straight up to the top shelf. Max Verstappen. He's led, I saw this stat today. He's led this season 5 times more laps than any other driver. He still leads the Drivers' Championship. People are writing him off, but he's still leading. That said, he's had some shit drives against Hamilton, especially against Lando Norris. When the car is dominant, he dominates. When the car's not dominant, he yells at his team, crashes into people. I don't think we're seeing him at his best. We're just not. So, hey, needs to do better, can do better, needs to do better. Man, we're really getting into them now. Is there any teams that I haven't done anyone for? Oh, let's go Williams. Let's go Albon. Okay. Alex Albon, AA. So he's got to be an A tier, right? Signed on for Williams next year. Always reliable. Always gets it there. Gets what he can out of the car. I don't know that he's really out driving the car, but he's certainly, man, he's certainly doing well. And for a guy who was on the outs just a couple of years ago, really recovered extremely well. It's got to be somewhere up here, doesn't it? Can't be S tier. Maybe B, A. Albon. Can't be A. Can it be A? It's got to be B. Let's put him in B. We did Verstappen and we didn't play the sound.
Mate, where's the toilet paper?
Exactly, right. Let's go to Alpine. We got Pierre Gasly. Pierre Gasly. The better one out of Alpine. He sort of drives okay. The Alpine team and their drivers are just so anonymous right now that it's like hard to do anything. So where do you place them? I mean, spoiler alert, he's probably going to feature higher than Esty Bestie, but I mean, is he really doing that much? Like, he's fine. He's not driving as well as Alex Albon. It's got to be, yeah, we'll put him in C. C feels good. That feels right. And then we've got to go, let's go, we haven't done a Mercedes driver yet. Oh, gosh, where do we go here? Let's go to Mr. Punchable, George Russell, the man with the most punchable face in all of F1. Won a race, nearly won another. And when he wins a race, you always go, oh, is this his first win? Because you forget. You just forget about the others. And I know he's won races. You just forget. He's doing okay. So there's phases of the season where he really, given that his teammate is Lewis Hamilton, not only holds his own, but really shows Hamilton up sometimes. Won a race. Nearly won another. Off a strategy call that was his doing. Look, so I want my fist and my knuckles to connect with his cheek, but I mean, he's an A-tier driver right now. I don't believe it either. I don't believe this is happening. But here we are, George Russell in the A column, next to Max Verstappen. The Verstappen fanboys are gonna at me after this. Worry about tomorrow. Let's keep going. Nico Hulkenberg signed on for Sauber. Gonna be, I'd say this about Nico Hulkenberg. I mean, he is really blitzing it, and the car's not good. But head to head, he is handily keeping Magnussen away. And I mean, he's really justifying his signing and leaving that team. I don't know that he's an A tier though. But B, solid B for Hulkenberg. Yeah, let's put him there. That feels good. Then we've got, let's go to Esty Bestie. What has he done this year? Nothing. Who has he driven into? His team, mate. Who did he badmouth? His team. He's annoying. He's annoying me. He's pissing me off. F for you. Not happy. Let's do McLaren. Oh, we haven't done McLaren yet. Oh, we got to do this guy.
I'm getting a hard on in the middle of the race.
Ooh, my goodness me. Let's go to the heartthrob himself, Mr. Shirtless. Lando Norris. He's won some races, right? A race? There's no driver other than Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton that's won more than one race this year. So he's won one race, his first race in Miami. Was battling Verstappen in, where was it, Austria? Battling for the lead in that race that he doesn't want to talk about anymore, that Oscar Piastri won at. I mean, for me, that's a black mark against him. But he won a race, and he's been driving extremely well. Black mark, won a race. Do they balance each other out? Is he driving well enough the rest of the time? Look at that. He's almost right there. Do I let go? Oh, this is hard. Why do they do this? Is he driving better than Verstappen and Leclerc? Maybe. Yep. S tier for you. Well done. Look at these fine young faces down here. Oh, this guy. My favorite guy. Sergio Perez. Mr. TV. Mr. Small Screen. What a guy. He's really giving small screen. Sergio Perez, you're a dud. I don't like you. You're annoying. Someone said you have like dodgy connections to like the underworld or something. What's that about? Want to know more about that. Driving badly. Taking up one of the best, most coveted seats in the sport. Gosh, how could you be anywhere but F? Sorry, mate. Sorry, mate. Logan Sargent. Speaking of Mr. Perez, you see those stats that are like, in the last 7 races, Logan Sargent has outqualified Perez 5 times. He's not going well. He's been dropped from Williams. He's probably going to IndyCar or whatever next year. But that said, he's doing all right. I mean, he's doing his best. He's doing better than his best. Some people say you can't even do that. I say to them, shut up. He's not here. He's got to be C. He's fine. Albon's only a B. He's much better than Logan Sargent, but Sargent's going D. That's happening. I did this. Boo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Lance Stroll. Mr. Racing for Life. Really horrible incident where he drove into the back of Daniel Ricciardo for no good reason. Doesn't drive very well the rest of the time. Is a little bit better this season than last couple of years. Help me. Someone help me. I don't want to do it. I just want to put him like right there and then close my eyes and see which one he lands on. You did it. I can't rank you higher than Daniel when you drove into Daniel. Sorry, mate. You're a D. Strong rumours that Aston Martin want to sign Fernando Alonso and they want to recruit Max Verstappen and Adrian Newey to create a dream team. Wow. Well, that'll be entertaining. 5 names left. Where do we go? Beep, 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 boop, beep, boo. Valtteri Bottas, Mr. Coffee Beans. We've seen him in the sauna. We've seen him on the track. He's scintillating and steamy in all environments. Mr. All Environments. Sort of. I feel like last year he was doing really well. Last year he would have been like, yeah, he's fine. The car's not that great, but he's great. He'd probably be up here last year. I don't know. I feel like this year he's sort of had some disappointing results. But then his teammate's already C tier. Is he better than his teammate? Probably. This is weak, but I'm going to leave him in the B for Bottas. B for Brave. Couple more. Yuki Tsunoda. I'm a big rat for Yuki Tsunoda. Actually, I can't believe he's not in the Red Bull seat already. You see the stats between him and Daniel, and he really has outshone Daniel this year in a way. I think that when Daniel returned to VCARB, people thought Daniel's just going to blitz this guy, and he hasn't. And I loved his comment when they were like, Maybe Liam Lawson should just go straight into the senior Red Bull seat. And he was like, that would be that would be weird to do that because I'm here and doing well. So that would be weird. Why would you do? No, not Lawson. Me. Why would you do that? Lawson would be weird. He's really driving well, and I mean, we all know what his head was like when he started. Can't be A tier. Can't be D tier. Is he right up here? Probably. Yeah, B. Good on you, Yuki. Keep it up, mate. You know, you can kind of tell that I'm keeping a couple of these to the end. Let's do Chili Signs next. Chili Signs. You hear Carlos Sainz tell that story about how he got his nickname Chili. It's always like, well, I went from Carlos to Carla to Chica to Chiqui Chica to Chilarita to Cala Cala Chala. And then like half an hour later, he's still telling the story. And then he's like, and then Chala, and then Chili, and then Chili. And it's like, oh God, dude, that story where you just spent half an hour reading out names that start with C is not interesting. I wanted to see him really throw down this year. And I really wanted to see him like unleash because Ferrari did him wrong by dropping him. I wanted to see him really just cause some shit, and he hasn't. But he's been driving pretty well. For a while, he had the better of Leclerc. So, I mean, does that put him up here? But then for a while, Leclerc had the better of him, so it sort of balances out. And then where does he come out in the wash? This is tough. He has been the center of a lot of speculation in the driver market, made things needlessly confusing, snuck in a sneaky little clause into his contract that says he can piss off if a really good team asks him. That's an A-tier move if I've ever seen one. Nearly done. Just a couple of guys left. Who do we go with next? Oh, Mr. Meme or Mr. Reliable? Well, let's say this first and then we'll work it out.
Lewis, I love you and respect you.
Oh, well, if you love him and respect him so much, we'll do it. I said on the podcast when Lewis won in Silverstone, and all I watched was the highlights, but I had to wipe away tears because I was so happy and so emotional. I got swept up in the emotion. He's driving every bit as well as George, if not better. I mean, he's been good or brilliant. He's been good or brilliant all season, and that's exactly what you expect from Lewis, unless you expect him to be brilliant all season. Has he done better than George? I mean, Lewis has 2 wins, but George nearly had 2 wins. Let's go S. For a little bit of that Hamilton magic at Silverstone, that got him across the line. That just leaves Mr. Meme. Mr. Mighty Meme. Mr. Broken Rib. Piastri's really been a surprise. And I mean, he's won his first race. Yes, I know there was the controversy with Piastri. With Piastri. He's Piastri. There was a controversy with Norris and the team having to tell him to give him his position and everything. But he owned that race and did everything right. Has done everything right many times, including sacrificing himself for his teammate. He's been there in the sprint races. He's been there in qualifying. He's been there in the races. Anything less than S is not befitting him. How are them apples? Both McLaren drivers and Lewis in the S tier. Feels good. I'm happy with this. What would you change? What would you have done different? What did I do wrong? Was I fair? Was I strict but fair? If you want to come at me, feel free. Please give me a justification. Don't just say, fucking Dan did better than that. Back it up with some receipts. Or don't bother. But your feedback is welcome.